Hare Krishna. To forget that the forgetful are forgetful is to be a fool. Suppose we make an appointment to meet someone at a particular place at a particular time, and they just don't turn up at that time. We are looking at our watch, we are waiting, we get irritated, and we call them and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot." And then we have a second appointment with them, and again they forget. Third time it happens, again they forget. Now, if meeting them were important for us, if we need them, then the responsibility would be for us to remind them before the meeting. Some people are just forgetful. Some people are notoriously forgetful. They're not necessarily malicious, they're just forgetful. So when we know that some people are forgetful, we take the responsibility to remind them beforehand. We send a message, give a call, and today evening we have a meeting, come along. And like that, then the meeting can go on and our time won't get wasted. If we forget that the forgetful are forgetful, then we are fools. It is we who are fools. So just as when dealing with people, we factor in their forgetfulness. Now we need to do similarly while dealing with our own mind. The mind is outrageously forgetful. The mind has its own conceptions of what is important and what is delightful, and it forgets how important things are important. So for example, if we are doing some important activity which requires a certain amount of effort, say like we are studying for an exam, or we are sitting down for meditation, for purifying ourselves, at that time we may get into that activity physically. We may sit down in front of on a table in the library and start looking at the book, but actually the mind has not come along. The mind is elsewhere, maybe chit-chatting with some friend, going over the chit-chat, or thinking about the cricket match score, or thinking about the latest movie. And we may sit for half an hour, 1 hour in front of the book, and nothing goes inside the head because the mind is not there. So we may understand how this activity is important, but we need to consciously remind ourselves, we need to remind our mind. So the Bhagavad-gita in 6.25 states that for focusing the mind, the intellectual conviction is foundational. Shanai shanai ruparamed buddhya dhruti gruhitaya atma samstham manah krutva nakinchid api chintayet. Shanai shanai, slowly, step by step, uparamed, calm the mind. Buddhya dhruti gruhitaya, with intelligence sustained by conviction. Atma samstham manah krutva, fix the mind where we want it to be. In the case of spiritual progress, it is on the self, it is on higher spiritual reality. But that principle applies for whatever we are doing. Nakinchidapi chintayet, and don't let it go here and there. So this means that knowing that the mind is forgetful, knowing that the mind will not remember how important certain things are, we have to remind ourselves. We have to remind the mind. We may write down, for example, before we start studying, we can write down how the studies are important for us. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as we read those things, hey, yeah, this is really important. And then we'll pull the mind along. The mind will come along when it recognizes that it is important. And then our activity will transform into productivity. Whatever we are doing, we will get results for the time and energy that we are investing when the mind comes for that activity. And because the mind is forgetful, we need to take the onus and the responsibility for reminding the mind. Thank you. Hare Krishna.